Ms. Fleischman's Math Module 1 review. Before we start, it's very important to know how to count by tens. So count with me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Our first addition sentence is 28 plus 7. So our first number, 28, really wants to be a multiple of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, or 90. Which multiple of 10 is he closest to? If you said 30, you're right. So where does he get the numbers from? He goes next door to his friend 7 and says, 7, may I please borrow? How many more does 28 need to get to 30? If you said 2, you're right. So we borrow 2 from the 7. The 28 and the 2 get together, and his wish comes true and he gets to be a multiple of 10, which is 30. We're bringing down the plus because this is addition. Now the 7 says, I gave you 2. How much is left over? What is 7 minus 2? If you said 5, you're right. So we bring down the 5. 30 plus 5 equals 35. So if 30 plus 5 equals 35, we can assume that 28 plus 7 equals, good job, 35. Number 2, 37 plus 5 equals something. Now, same as before, our first number, 37, wants to be a multiple of 10. Which multiple of 10 is 37 closest to? If you said 40, you're right. So the 37 goes next door to the 5 and says, 5, I need to borrow how many? If you said 3, you're right. So the 37 and the 3 get together and form a 40. We bring down the addition. Now the 5 says, I gave you 3. How many does the 5 have left over? Or what is 5 minus 3? If you said 2, you're right. The 2 goes down. 40 plus 2 equals 42. Good job. Now if 40 plus 2 equals 42, we can assume that in our original problem, 37 plus 5 equals 42. Number 3, 49 plus 5. Now please pause this video and try it on your own. And once you're done, you can press play. Okay, if you press play right now, it means you are ready to go over the problem. 49 wants to be a multiple of 10. Which multiple of 10 does he want to be? Which one's closest? If you said 50, you're right. So 49 goes to the 5 and says, 5, may I please borrow 1? Good. 49 and 1 get together, and his dream comes true, and he's a multiple of 10, 50 plus, the 5 gave away a 1, how many is he left with? Or what is 5 minus 1? If you said 4, you're right. We're going to bring down the 4. 50 plus 4 equals 54. Now if 50 plus 4 equals 54, what can we assume 49 plus 5 equals? He's right there. Good job. 54. If you got this right, give yourself a pat on the back. Good job. If not, rewind and try to practice this again. Next, we're moving on to subtraction. Now, subtraction is a little bit more tricky than addition. But before we start, let's review counting by 10. Count with me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Now in subtraction, we look at our first number. Our first number is always the largest number in second grade. When you're older, it will change, but in second grade, in subtraction, our first number is the largest. Now we have to break up this number. We break it up by making a little caret. Our first number that we always break it up is a 10. Now we have to figure out our other number. So what is 30 minus 10? If you said 20, you did a good job. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. We're going to take our first number, 10, and we're going to bring him on down. We're going to be making two sentences. So our first one is always subtraction, and our second one is always addition. So if you get confused, you can cross off the numbers that you use. We used 30 already. We used 10 already. Now 10 minus, we're going to be using this 5 up here, equals, good, 5. Now like I said before, our second sentence is addition. So we're going to start with our second number. And it has to be addition. Where do we get our other numbers from? They're all gone. We already used the 10. We used the 5 up here. But we never used this 5. So we're going to bring him down. 20 plus 5 equals 25. So if 20 plus 5 equals 25, we can assume that 30 minus 5 equals 25. Number 5, 40 minus 7 equals something. Okay, so like I said before, we're going to go to our first number. We're going to break it up. And always the first number we break it up to is 10. And then the next number, we have to figure out, what is 40 minus 10? If you said 30, you got it. Okay, so I'll cross off the 40 just because we don't want to get confused, because here is the number just broken down. Now we're going to take our first number, 10. Bring him on down. Cross them off so we don't get confused. And our first sentence always has to be subtraction. So there's our minus 7. What is 10 minus 7? If you said 3, good job. Now we take our second number, bring him on down, and our second sentence always has to be addition. Now let's see, what number do we use? We use the 10, we use the 7. Did we ever use the 3? Nope. So he moves on right next to the 30. So what is 30 plus 3 equal to? If you said 33, good job. So then we can assume that 40 minus 7 equals 33. Number 6. 50 minus 6 equals something. Now I'd like you to pause this video and try it on your own. Okay, if you press play, that means you're back. Let's try to go over this. So our 50, we have to break it up. And I said the first number we have to break it up always is a 10. Now what does our other number have to be? If you said 40, you got it. And like I say, I like to cross out the 50 so I don't get confused. You don't have to. I like doing that. Now our first number 10, we bring them on down. And our first sentence has to be subtraction. So there's our minus 6. Bringing him down also. 10 minus 6 equals, if you said 4, you got it. Now we have our second number, which is 40. We're bringing him down. And we have to add this time around. Which number do we use? I crossed out all these. I used the 10. I used the 6. Oh, I didn't use the 4. So 40 plus 4 equals, if you said 44, you got it. Now if 40 plus 4 equals 44, then 50 minus 6 equals, good, 44. Now if you got this all right, again, give yourself a pat on the back. You have mastered addition and subtraction. If not, it's okay. Rewind the video on back and try again.